Do you want to learn how to make upwards of 18 million coins an hour with worm fishing? Well, here's how. To worm fish you need fishing 19 and Heart of the Mountain 3. In my opinion, you should only start worm fishing after fishing 20, so that you can use divers and rod of legends. But preferably do it after fishing 24 so that you can use shark scale and rod of the sea. But like I said, you can start at fishing 19 if you wish to do so. I'm going to do my best to daily upload for all of December, so press that funny red subscribe button so you don't miss a video. With all that out of the way, now we will go over what equipment you should be using. All this is just whatever you can use at your fishing level. For the rod, I would recommend using a Rod of Champions, Rod of Legends, or Rod of the Sea. As for armor, you should use sponge, divers, or shark scale. Shark scale of course being the best, followed by divers, then sponge. Sponge armor has a requirement of fishing 17 and gives 7.2 sea creature chance. Divers has a requirement of fishing 20 and gives 8 sea creature chance, or you can use shark scale which requires fishing 24 and gives 10% sea creature chance. If you're currently fishing 19 and are using sponge armor, don't sell when you get fishing 20, because when you get fishing 24 you can craft it into shark scale for the low price of 160,000 coins. For pets, I would highly recommend an Ammonite pet if possible, otherwise use a dolphin or flying fish. As for bait, use fish bait, do not use whales, spiked, or anything else. For reforges, any reforge on your rod should work as long as it gives you sea creature chance. Salty, treacherous, and lucky are 3 reforges you can use. Of course, you can use any of them, whichever one you personally use. I recommend salty, because it's the cheapest, but you would need to wait until Jerry to open before you can put salty on your rod. All of the mentioned things before just increase sea creature chance, which is not only the only stat that matters when worm fishing. As for your armor, reforges, and enchants, you can go with a Legion and Submerge, but I would not recommend getting a Legion as it's far too expensive and provides too little of an increase at the time of recording. A Deep Sea Orb, which is the stone you need for Submerged, is at 9.5 mil per and gives 0.9 sea creature chance on the legendary piece. Submerged is not worth it unless you're endgame or a dedicated fisher, or you could get one for a good deal or fish up the Deep Sea Orb while spooky fishing. Legion is also not really worth it because you'll be alone fishing most of the time, which is kind of pointless. For rod enchants, expertise is required as it's almost free and it's just free fishing XP. You should also get all tier 6 enchants on your rod because all the enchants for rods are very cheap, except for caster which you can choose to skip if you would like. Of course for armor it doesn't really matter what enchants you have. While I talk about enchants, I want to remind you that looting 4 and 5 are apparently bugged, so get looting 3 instead. I've heard that looting 4 works, but a lot of other people say it doesn't, so just go on the safe side and use looting 3 until we have confirmation from the admins. Also remember that Magic Find does not affect membrane drops, only looting does. I'm not sure if Thunderbolt works, but also please don't use any right-click abilities to kill your worms, as I've heard that looting does not affect right-click abilities. Some examples of such abilities would be the Ice Spray, Flower of Truth, Frozen Scythe, Wither Impact, basically any mage weapon. For pets, a legendary Ammonite will be the best pet for worm fishing, regardless of Heart of the Mountain, mining level, and fishing level. Personally, I recommend getting one that's between level 60 to 80, or even higher if you can afford that. After level 80, just slap a washed up souvenir on it and you're good to go. You don't need the fishing XP boost after level 80. The difference between 80 and 100 is absolutely tiny, and it's way more XP. Also, apparently the third perk for the Ammonite is currently bugged, however it's bugged in a good way that actually helps you. The third perk of the Ammonite increases your fishing speed by X% for each mining level. So what this bug does is that both mining and fishing levels increase your fishing speed. The increase is separate. If you don't want to get an Ammonite, I would use dolphin or flying fish instead. Either is completely okay, but I do not know which one is better between flying fish and dolphin. But like I said earlier, I would recommend getting an Ammonite pet if you're planning on using worm fishing as your main money making method, as it's very helpful and it's the best fishing pet overall. Assuming you have a decent Heart of the Mountain mining level. Keep in mind, for regular fishing, a dolphin pet can be better than Ammonite if you have low mining or Heart of the Mountain. For worm fishing, I've had the most success with an Ammonite pet, even with mining 30 and Bottom 4 on my Iron Man. You still want to use Ammonite pet for worm fishing, as Ammonite is simply better, as most of the time you only need 60 to 75 sea creature chance for worm fishing, because you only get flaming worms from this. So you don't really need a lot of sea creature chance. The one upside that a dolphin has over Ammonite is that dolphin has more sea creature chance, however Ammonite has much faster speeds for worm fishing. You want to aim for a speed over sea creature chance as it's much more important. So, moving on, worm fishing will be about 100k fishing XP per hour and 7 to 12 million coins an hour. When you're fishing, you can only get flaming worms if you're in the right spot. Flaming worms have 5 drops. The first are gemstones, which are guaranteed. Secondly, we have the worm membranes, which is where you'll make most of the money, as these sell for 90,000 coins per or 6 million coins a stack. The third drop we have is the Eternal Flame Ring, which are completely useless apart from the achievement. There is also Epic and Legendary Phoenix also. For the new players out there, Epic and Legendary Phoenixes can drop from any mobs, and not just flaming worms. These membranes are used for crafting gemstone chambers, and you need 100 of these membranes to make a singular chamber, and you need 5 chambers per divine armor piece. That's the reason why membranes are actually worth as much as they are. And if you're wondering what's the average amount of membranes you should get, from my personal test I get 7 to 8 membranes every 5 minutes, which is around 90 each hour, or 8.4 million coins. Sometimes I get less and sometimes I get more, it really depends. The most I've ever got in 5 minutes is 15, which would be 180 membranes an hour, which is worth 16.8 million coins an hour, but this is highly unlikely. One good tip I can give you if you're just starting this money making method is that if you're catching any sea creatures other than flaming worms, for example if you caught a blaze or a pig man, you definitely got to find a new spot. Also, if you notice that you're not getting any sea creatures after a while, also get a new spot. Anyways, to start fishing, go to the Crystal Hollows. Once you find a lobby, make your way to the Precursor Remnants. You will need to find any source of lava that is above wire level 64. Keep in mind, the lava source itself must be above wire level 64. What I mean by this is that if you find a lava and you're standing on wire level 64, that will not work. Reason for that is because the lava block itself is on 1 block lower than you, so it's on wire level 63 instead of 64. You should be standing on wire level 65. And just in case someone is wondering, you can fish at any wire level as long as it's above 64. You can be on wire level 80, 100, 150, it doesn't matter. Alright, you get the point. You can only wormfish in one main region, which is the Precursor Remnants. If lava is in mithril deposits, jungle, or goblin holdout, that means it will not work. So if you find lava in Precursor Remnants, then you can wormfish there. But be careful, you will come across some dirty griefers more often than you think. Finding lava is difficult for a lot of people, so my tip for finding lava is that you could try Bell, either by mining or you could ask in chat for coordinates. And if all else fails, you can just either lobby hop until you find a lava pool above wire level 65, or you can just mine around. You can also use bombs to make tunnels, and hopefully this should be able to make you find lava faster. Alright, so when you're fishing, I would highly recommend making a pit behind you that is at least 2 blocks deep, and big enough for flaming worms to stay inside, so that you can kill them every 5 minutes. The reason you make the pit is to be more efficient, and the reason you kill them every 5 minutes is because all sea creatures despawn after 5 minutes. If you have Skyblock extras, you can use the timer function by simply doing /SBE and search for the timer in the search bar in the top left. If you don't have SBE, you can either use your phone's timer, Google timer, or the in-game time. Every 10 seconds in real life is 10 minutes in-game. Add 5 hours to the in-game clock, and that's 5 minutes in real life. I would also recommend killing the fishes at 4 minutes and 50 seconds or 4 minutes and 30 seconds, because I'm not sure if they spawned in exactly 5 minutes or after 5 minutes. So yeah, just try and kill them before the 5-minute mark and you're good to go. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys, and if this guide has been helpful, make sure to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching to the very end, and I'll see you all in the next video.